Welcome back, educators, school educators, parent educators. Welcome to Pick a Book with Aunty Marcella. Today we are continuing our discussion by taking a peek into Adventures of Iyani, the Voyage West. And today our theme or the concept we're dealing with is tolerance. So we want to look at one of two examples from Iyani. First example was when her friends started telling her things about the flower in her hair. They started making assumptions, and all she did was, and I can go through that again, we did it before, but one of them said she just wants to be noticed. The other one said she's loyal to her culture, and the other one said she just wants Yan, who is the boy iguana, to notice her more easily. And Iyani just looks at them in pretty much disgust. She's not happy at what they're saying about her, but she does not react. And so we looked at that as self-awareness, but this is also tolerance. She is actually able to tolerate their opinions, tolerate their behavior, even if she doesn't agree with it. Another instance in that book is in chapter 2, when the girls are actually planning on what adventure to do on that day. And Iyani doesn't really like the diner. Diner is the place where the girls interact with tourists, with visitors. Visitors throw food and they get to eat. And she doesn't really like that because she doesn't like to eat human foods. But the other girls want to, and so she tolerates. She decides, okay, because friendliness, one of the things that they do as friends is to make sure that they can at least find one activity that they can do each day together. And so Iyani tolerates. So even if she doesn't agree with the behavior to a certain extent, it is not that it's immoral or it's just one of the things that they do. And so she decides to go with them. So the whole idea of tolerance is that we want to teach our children to be able to tolerate something even if it's against our opinions. In other words, we are not asking our children to conform. We're asking them not to be, how would I say, judgmental, or not to be castigating because their opinions differ from other people's opinion. For example, right now we live in a state pretty toxic where we can barely tolerate people's opinions. Although we say we live in a society where we have freedom of speech, we still need to be careful about what we say. But at the same time, when people say things, are we going to punch them in the face because they said something? Are we going to draw a weapon because they said something? We need to teach our children that we have to learn to be tolerant of each other. And one of the things that we see is that within our schools right now, we have what we call a zero tolerance zone or zero tolerance policy. Pretty much we are saying to children, if you fist somebody because they said something mean to you, you are the one who's going to leave the school setting. So it's not that we're encouraging children to say mean things, but we're saying that when someone says something mean to you, there are other ways to handle it. And so if I can tolerate, then I can actually go to the right place. For example, go to the administrator, go to a counselor, and let them know what was being said and how we can handle it. So the whole idea of, I think if we are able to tolerate people's actions and behaviors, we will have less fights in campuses. We will have less neighbors being judgmental of each other. We'll have less discriminatory remarks. And so I think if we can instill or teach our children how to tolerate other behaviors and actions, we might have a more peaceful environment, whether it's at school or in society in general. Don't forget that you can send your comments. You can subscribe to Buddinwriters Dr. Watts, and you can also email us if you want to at buddinwriters@gmail.com. It's BUDDWRITERS @gmail.com, and you can just send your comments, and then we can probably react the next time we vlog. So thank you for listening. Subscribe at Buddinwriters, Dr. Watts, and see you next time. Bye-bye.